Julia made it a point to make sure that it was very clear what I did was so wrong. She showed that remorseful immediately after, and give me the violin.
No, about Julia. Julia apologizing.
Okay, I love it. Listen, I want some.
Julia apologizing. But to toss water at a person that just went through cancer and is in the recovery stage, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself.
Julia was ashamed of herself, and she quickly apologized in the season.
I disagree. It was fake.
Your water throw was never in the heat of a moment. I'm just mad. Your water throw was because somebody told you. You better step it up, Julia.
Who throws their water like this? Who throws it like this? Okay,
Yeah,
who,
the angle
who throws
was
it
weird
like
too.
this?
Hey everyone, it's your bro, Mitch Kimbrough, and you are watching Bro Chat, where me and my bros debate the latest Housewives headlines. Today, we're diving into the explosive fallout between Julia and Guerdy on the Real Housewives of Miami. Their friendship went from close to catastrophic. We saw Julia throw water on Guerdy during a heated argument.
But scary.
Be quiet. I literally.
Don't you tell me a liar. Martina had a
Oh my God.
You're a liar.
Very curious
You
now.
are such a liar.
Guerdy took things to another level by exposing Julia's private text messages at her own charity event, which led to a lot of mixed reactions among the ladies and the fans.
So tonight, I feel that it is necessary for me to set the record straight by telling the truth and exposing the lies.
What? Oh my God.
I don't like it.
Super dirty.
This event is about all her friends are here. It's about surviving cancer. It's very distasteful.
Who do you think crossed the line more? Julia or Guerdy?
The water, 100%. First of all, she just went from 0 to 100 out of nowhere. And it was just so, it gives me wannabe girl, and I can't stand a wannabe girl. That is my biggest turnoff in any type of person, is like a pick-me wannabe. Like, I can't do that. And that's what it was giving. It was giving that you really wanted it to be like that girl this season, and it didn't work. And to speak on Guerdy's thing, I think it is badass to stop your production because she was being rude to you. Go send your kids home and go send your man home and said, play that track. Because that's what she did. She said, play that track. She said, pull it up. I ain't scared of nobody. I'm tired of this private conversation BS, blah, blah, blah. You were saying she was lying, and she proved that you weren't lying. So let's stop with the private. If you didn't say she was lying, she wouldn't have showed it. So you shouldn't tell someone they're lying and then you prove them that they weren't lying. It's called proof, mama. It's called housewives. That's what we do. That's the game. That's the ballpark you're in. Like, I don't understand. She just, like, they just be acting brand new. We talk about it all the time. Martina, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I don't want to hear nothing come out of your mouth about trans when your hair is cut short as heck and you can't decide what you're trying to do. Like, I am over these old queer people thinking they can say something like that. Like, it's nasty. You're in a queer city. You're part of like the first representation of a queer housewife, and that's the game you're playing, mama. And you're raising 2 Black children. Oh, please sit down. Like, take several seats. Realize you ain't gonna be around for but maybe 25 more years, and chill out.
What's going
on? She's old because she old.
You have so much to say about trans folks.
Well, we're all getting older.
As trans, just saying. First of all, can I just say I'm so happy we're finally talking about this because this situation has really grinded my gears. First of all, Julia definitely took it too far because what she did, by definition, is considered assault, okay? Assault.
Ooh.
And let me tell you something. If a Black woman were to throw water on, and I hate to go the race route, I hate to, but we cannot deny the facts here. If a Black woman were to throw water in a white woman's face, 90% of the time she's going to holler, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Assault charges are going to be pressed. And
It's going to be aggressive.
For no one to bat an eyelash, to sit there while this girl is humiliated, crying, obviously was so hurt that her friend did this to her. And let's not forget, this was not just in a restaurant or wherever they were. This was on television. for her children to possibly see. It was so humiliating. I felt horrible for Guerdy. And then for them to go to this charity event, which granted, is it right for to display text messages at a charity event? No. But let's go back to like what we talked about in the love and marriage debate that we did the other day, where we talked about how it's different when you're filming a show. You know, everybody that went into this charity event saw the banner outside. We are filming a show. So it's going to be expected to see some drama, a little scuffle over here, you know, somebody yelling maybe or whatever. So I was just shocked and appalled that no one had Guerdy's back. Now, all of a sudden they want to. And my last thought, can we all just be honest here as to why all of a sudden a new Julia has been ushered into the building? Let's be honest. Her job was on the line, and you're not coming back next season, Julia. So I hope the water toss and all the theatrics that you did was worth it, because your wife has already got your job snatched after her nasty, stupid, ignorant comments that she made. Go ahead,
Wait.
Miss Julia.
What did her wife say?
You didn't hear about what Martina said? She
About surrogacy?
She made some trans comments, and then she said that surrogacy was wrong. She thought I don't have the exact quote, but I do know that the gist of it was she said that surrogacy was wrong.
Unnatural.
It was unnatural, thank you. And Andy Cohen, obviously, your boss here, had his 2 children via surrogacy. And I'm just so bewildered from...
Well, how about you're gay? And so that's typically how a lot of us get children.
That was my next
point.
point.
In what world?
As a lesbian woman, how do you even let that roll off your tongue? And then you just adopted 2 children. Should we say adoption's wrong? Miss Martina? I hate it right now because I've been waiting to talk about this, but
this is Broch's first Miami debate. First time ever.
I think this whole thing about a problem with Guerdy was premeditated. Okay.
Yeah.
I think from the get-go, whenever Julia announced that she was getting 2 boys on FaceTime in front of the ladies and stuff, Guerdy's call dropped. Okay. And then whenever, she was trying to get on a link and another link, Julia was like, never mind, it's just going to be revealed. But then Julia made it seem like Guerdy just was cold and just said congratulations whenever the information came out that Julia had 2 boys. And then after that, you go to the cruise drama, and the cruise drama was basically like Martina was going through, like she was being sick. And then after that, Guerdy volunteered to be in the cruise. Okay. And then Julia had a problem about this whole thing of, oh, well, Guerdy, is messing with her PR and, is just only caring about herself. I don't understand that, okay? Because she's being a friend, she's being a companion, trying to help you while your wife is going through cancer. I mean, why can't you understand that Guerdy's in the right?
Cancer. Like, the girl just went through cancer, too. It wasn't even like, she was like fresh off the boat, right off the chair of the chemo chair, going on a trip with you. That's nasty.
Yeah, and then after that, like, I don't know why Julia thought that a toss of water was going to help and stuff. Like, I don't know if Julia thought that Guerdy wanted to be wet, like she went to Dollywood Splash Country, okay? But seriously, I don't understand that, okay? Because who throws their water like this? Who throws it like this? Okay,
yeah, the angle
who throws it like
too.
This?
It was so
okay?
weird.
It was so like, just like it. Like, I don't know if the woman was trying to do some obscene things, okay? But all I'm saying is that that is not how you toss water in the first place. But to toss water at a person that just went through cancer and is in the recovery stage, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself, because other than you having a diaper on your goat, you need to put a diaper on your head because you're an embarrassment.
No, that's right.
Well, Julia was ashamed of herself, and we saw straight away Julia's apology. Julia was definitely remorseful for the water toss, and she quickly apologized in the season.
I don't know how we got to what happened that night, but somehow we did. And my emotions got the worst out of me. That's not me, that person. But I'm very sorry for throwing the water at you, and, I have no excuse for it. And hope you can accept my apology.
A lot of the times we see housewives, they apologize after filming is over. Julia made it a point to make sure that it was very clear what I did was so wrong. I am remorseful. She showed that remorseful immediately after, and yes, I love a good music play while I talk, honey. Give me the violin.
No, about Julia. Julia
Okay,
apologizing.
I love it. Listen, I want something.
Julia apologizing.
I appreciate Julia's accountability directly after. We saw it in the season. We've seen it after the season.
I disagree. I don't think she took accountability to take accountability. I think she took it because she knew. The one thing I will give Miami, which is what makes them one of the best seasons right now, is that they have the ability to move quickly. And they don't get stuck up on one storyline, which is what we are having a big problem with so many other housewife shows, is that they hang on to these storylines and we could care less. And they just pound them into the ground. You can't breathe. It killed New Jersey. It killed New York. Like, we've seen it. And Miami has such a great ability, and they have such a good cast that they disperse the drama. Everybody's mad at everybody for some different reason, and they move it along. So I will give her credit for trying to move it along. I do not think it was because she was sorry. I think that she did it because she knew she had to get this story going, and she can't handle doing that all season. Let's just be real.
She's grasping at straws to save her job.
That's my point. And that's why I can't take the apology serious, because your water throw was never in the heat of a moment. I'm just mad. Your water throw was because somebody told you better step it up, Julia. You better step it up. And that was what her idea was.
Yeah. Well, see, I disagree with that a little, because I did find Julia relatively interesting. The thing about her son passing away and stuff was I was jaw dropping for me. I thought that whole storyline was crazy. She did get a little lax in the previous seasons to that, but I think she got with Alexia, and she knows who Alexia is, and she knows who Marisol are. She knows what type of things that they delivered, and she's trying to copy them.
But I think she's being friends with Alexia and Marisol just to stay on the show.
I think so too. It's strategic. It's a lie.
I don't know. That doesn't give it to me like that.
I feel that.
But I don't understand. I don't understand from the bros of disagreeing with Julia's apology. It was there straight away.
It was not sincere. It wasn't sincere.
I felt the sincerity from Julia. She was a friend to Guerdy. She was a friend to Guerdy. And I can understand the heart to know I made an impulsive choice that I was wrong for. And Julia was very clear about that straight away, right away. And
I think that's where we disagree, because I don't think it was an impulsive decision. That's what we're trying to say. She wasn't they weren't in this they weren't in this crazy exchange where it made sense. They were sitting down at a table talking over three people in a loud restaurant. It was not giving that. It was giving calculated.
It was wrong and impulsive, and she had remorse. You thought it was premeditated? What was premeditated?
I've said it 3 times now. I do not think it was impulsive.
Premeditated. What was premeditated and strategic was Guerdy's text messages. That was premeditated and planned.
She called her a liar, and she proved that she wasn't lying. Period.
It was what Guerdy did was premeditated. It was planned. It was.
You didn't say it wasn't, though.
No, I'm just saying it was. I think that was. I don't think Julia, during the water talk, I don't think it was premeditated. I don't think he planned it prior to arriving to dinner. I don't think so.
Mitch, I believe you might have a different, and listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you might have a different perspective if what Guerdy did wasn't familiar to you, right? You've had someone display text messages, things of sorts, all over the internet, on the Brough chat story, whatever, not to rehash that. But it's personally affected you in a similar way, right? You've had people post that. I've never really had nobody post my text messages or whatever. So maybe that's why, I don't know. But
it's a rattlesnake. It is a rattlesnake thing to do. Victor did it to me on Brough chat. Folks remember. But yeah, it is. It has happened.
Victor.
Yeah.
I didn't know he posted text messages. I was referring to something else, but okay.
Oh, well, okay. I guess my text messages
Girl.
get a lot. I guess
remember?
it did happen on Bro Chat. It did happen on Bro Chat with Izzy. Remember, Victor wanted to correct it. He wanted to make sure it was there. Remember on Bro Chat? That was a little while ago, but that did happen to me more than a few times. Listen, usually when you have a lot of support on your side, you have everyone in your corner, everyone is saying what you did, like everyone is on your side in a certain situation, you're more compelled to, not have that same remorse. Julia didn't care about any of that. She had the bulk of the ladies in her corner understanding her in that moment, but Julia still knew that what she did with the water toss was wrong. Despite what the other ladies were saying, despite the support, the understanding that they showed, and because a lot of the ladies looked at the text messages that Guerdy put out as being more outrageous. Julia didn't care about that. She knew that water toss crossed a line, and she was clear about her apology early on, straight away. And I think it should be recognized that Guerdy.
Not if you don't think it's sincere.
The hell?
What?
Not if you don't think it's sincere. If I don't think something's sincere, I don't have to recognize it.
I recognize it. I recognize it, and I appreciate it, and I hope that people recognize the timeline of. Listen, I'll take the applause. Timeline of when things happen. Julia was very early, and I think it's a good thing. It showed.
So, Mitch, my question is, what did they fight about that granted a water being thrown? They weren't talking about nobody's kids. They weren't talking about nobody's husbands. They weren't talking about nobody's cancer. They were literally arguing because she was calling her thirsty, and she threw water at her. But that doesn't even make sense.
Listen, what Guerdy did was
logically make sense. They weren't even arguing about anything big at all.
What Guerdy did for me was a public correction of a lie. And that is how I saw it. She saw that a public correction of a lie. It was a public correction. She has the text messages behind her. She did it in public, and it was meant to be a correction of what Julia was saying. And what Guerdy believed that they were lies, what Julia was saying, it was a public correction of a lie.
I think, honestly, like, what Julia did, I'm sorry, but it's like, if you throw something at me and stuff, I'm going to go to hell with it, okay? So, for me personally, I don't care what happens, because once you hit that last button, come on, bring it on, okay? And for me personally, is that whenever she exposed the text messages and stuff, I only think the difference is she should have exposed it to the other women, not to everybody at the party, if I'm being completely honest.
I like the theatric.
Yeah.
The theatric. I could see if I was at that charity event, I would be like, what is
I would be confused. So I would just like show it to the other women, not to everybody, if I'm being honest.
I think it was so.
Do you think Julia should be fired after this water toss at Guerdy?
She should never return.
I like her. I think they should bring her back.
I don't think she should not. I don't think she should not return for the water toss per se, because look at Teresa. Teresa took a whole she's flipped the table and she's slung everything off the table at Marge, which in my opinion was deserved. But hey, that's another story. I think Julia should go just because your story's up here. Like, I get that you adopted your boys, but we've seen that, and we're seeing that this season. And to me, that's not enough to keep you next year. Like, you're going into your fifth year. She's expensive.
Mostly every single time that I look at her, like after that first season, I'm like, why are you on my TV screen? Like, it doesn't make really any sense, okay? And I think that get rid of Julia, bring back Nicole.
We've seen so many water tosses, and why should Julia's be treated any differently? Especially with the fact that Julia showed remorse immediately after, not after the show was over for me.
To me, it's not the water toss. It's the what do you bring?
Just overall, just get rid of her.
Like, it's just.
I like her. I think she's kooky.
Just get rid of her.
I think she's kooky and fun. I think that she can. I think she can do it. I think that she just needs to do it right. She's not doing it right, but I like her.
And can I ask y'all this? Do y'all think Julia would really be on this show if we took Martina out of the picture? I feel like that's the only reason she got hired. I think they like this whole first lesbian couple of Bravo. I think they like
Yeah.
that. Oh, she's married to a superstar tennis player. But if Julia were a single woman living in Miami, I just don't see it. I don't think they would have ever brought her on. Maybe so. Maybe because, you know, she's got some little things like quirks, like Eric said. You know, she's a little quirky. She's not this glamour Miami girl, but I don't see it for
I like her. She's not a problem for me in that sense. I think that she's the right amount of, because not everybody can be a 10 and not everybody can be at 100. And I think she's that middle ground of it.
Not 100.
And she's good at swapping between both sides.
She's a 4.
I don't agree, but
a 4.
Well, everyone
She's got
looking
somebody
in.
on her side.
Listen, I love accountability and apology.
I just think for me, everything from her has been premeditated. Let's just give it up already and just go back to Florida and live your goat life. Okay? Let's just keep it going.
About. Is that Rihanna's song?
Just
Take about.
keep it going, please.
Well, everyone looking in, let us know what you think about Guerdy versus Julia. Who do you think crossed the line more between Julia and Guerdy? Let us know in the comment section. And also like this video in the Brough the Brough Top. We'll be back. See ya.